Good morning, class, and this is lecture number 3 of organic chemistry. In this lecture, we are going to talk about the second type of a nucleophilic substitution reaction. In previous video, we had discussed about SN1. So here we are going to discuss about the SN2. SN2, that means the substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. Substitution nucleophilic nucleophilic bimolecular bimolecular. So this is the topic of discussion today, and hope you are watching my videos, and the questions which I put at the end of the video, this you need to complete. Okay, so let's start the discussion of SN2, substitution nucleophilic bimolecular, the introduction of this section. See, as in our previous video, we had talked about the unimolecular reaction. Okay, so in that case, it was a two-step process and involve only one react species for in reaction rate. So for biomolecular, it of course it will involve two species. So what are the procedure? Let's start the discussion with the example. So suppose we have a reaction like this, CH3Br, and with a nucleophile, this is converted into CH3OH and Br negative. So this is a simple substitution reaction. This nucleophile is substituted this one, okay, Br negative. So this is a substitution, nucleophilic substitution. Now later on we will discuss why it is a biomolecular reaction. Now what is the mechanism behind this? So mechanism is slightly different from the previous one, that is was the SN1. In this case, what will happen? In this case, there is let's write the equation reaction first. So here we have carbon, okay, carbon with hydrogen, and this hydrogen, and this hydrogen. Okay, so this is H, this is H, and this is Br. Now the attack of a nucleophile, the attack of nucleophile, this is a negative charge nucleophile, so this will attack towards this, and certainly this attack will give you structure like this. This is the carbon, hydrogen, and here we have hydrogen, then this hydrogen we have, okay, and then we have two, one is the nucleophile, a negative charge, and other one is the uh, Br negative charge, and then we in the final we have a carbon with hydrogen, and this is the hydrogen, this is the hydrogen, and this is a nucleophile plus Br negative. So let's understand this mechanism. See, uh, the nucleophile attack on carbon from rear side, okay, and halide is removing from other side. So this reaction is sterically favorable because nucleophilic attacks to rear side, okay, two types of attack we know, that front and back attack. So this is attacking from rear side, so I'm writing in first nucleophile attacks, nucleophile attacks from rear side and halide, halide remove, remove from opposite side. Okay, so what does it mean? It means hence it is sterically favors. It is very important, sterically favor. Okay, then this is called transition state. This is nothing but transition state. This is transition state. So in transition state, carbon attached with three three hydrogens, this is fully covalent bond, and one nucleophile this side and another halogen with this side. So this is what, this is the partially, this is the partially covalent bond. Okay, so what is the second point? That in transition state, in transition state, carbon bonded with three hydrogen, three hydrogen with fully covalent bond and with with nucleophile and Br by partially covalent bond. Okay, this is the partially covalent bond, and this is higher energy state, so it is highly unstable, hence it is highly unstable. Okay, so what actually happened here, here in the transition state, we can say that the formation of carbon nucleophilic bond and cleavage of carbon halogen bond occurred simultaneously. What? Formation, formation of carbon nucleophilic bond and cleavage of carbon Br bond occurs simultaneously, simultaneously. That means, in other words, what we can say, that the bond between carbon and nucleophile start from, and at the same time the bond between carbon and halogen start breaks. Okay, as soon as the bond between carbon and nucleophile is formed, the bond between carbon and bromine become start a break. Okay, so this is a transition state, and then this nucleophile will attach here and bromide radical will be removed off. So all we can say that it is a single step process, it is a single step process, it is a single, it is a single step process, and in SN1 it was a two-step process. Okay, so this is something about the mechanism of this reaction. And then moving ahead, the third point in this section is the kinetics of SN2. So let's start the discussion on the kinetics of SN2. So the third point is kinetics. This is again important, kinetics of SN2. as you can see that the rate the chemical kinetics studies shows that, because it is experimental sector, no? The chemical kinetics studies are what? These are the experimental studies. So experimental studies shows that shows that what the rate of reaction depends on rate of reaction depends on two reactant, point to be noted, where in case of S1 it was only one reactant. So rate of reaction is depending on two reactant. So rate is what? Rate is equals to K, and two reactant is what? We have this reaction. So we have a nucleophile and this is the reactant. Okay. So nucleophile is nothing but OH negative, and this is the reactant. So rate is equal to what? It is equal to CH3Br and OH negative, and hence hence it is a bimolecular reaction. Hence it is a bimolecular reaction. Okay, so it is a bimolecular reaction because here the rate is depends on both. Now what happened if you are increasing or decreasing concentration of any reactant? It will directly affect the rate. Okay, so what? By increasing or decreasing, by increasing or decreasing concentration of any reactant, okay, it will affect rate. So here, whether if you are increasing the concentration of nucleophile, it will affect the rate of reaction. If you are increasing the concentration of reactant, it will affect the rate of reaction. Okay, so as because it is depends on both the reactant. So these two things are important in case of kinetics. Okay, now moving ahead, let's talk about the so this is the first page. This is the first page, and then the second one. So now this next point to discuss is the reactivity. What is the reactivity? Okay, what is the reactivity pattern? You know that in the case of SN1 it was tertiary, secondary and primary, and the reason is what? Because of the stability of carbocation. But here the reactivity is different and reason is also different. So here the reactivity is basically deals with the steric factor. Let's talk about I'm writing due to steric hindrance. The order is CH3x, then 1 degree, 2 degree, just opposite from SN1. Reason, let's talk. See, we have a carbon, then we have a hydrogen here, then we have another hydrogen here, we have this hydrogen here, and then this X. Okay, so what is happened here? Here the nucleophile will be attack to this side, no problem with the bulky group, because we enough space for the attack. Okay, now moving for the second one. In the second case we have carbon. Okay, then we have another carbon with three hydrogen. with 3 hydrogen, and then we have a hydrogen here, and then we have a hydrogen here. So this is actually, this is now a problem, because here some hindrance is created. Okay, not the bigger one, but at least some hindrance. Okay, so this will hinder. Then in next case, we have carbon, then we have another carbon with hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. Then we have another carbon. This is the carbon with hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen, and then we have hydrogen. Okay, so now we have this group and this group, and this again a nucleophile. So this is how the steric hindrance is increasing in CH3x, from CH3x to 1 degree to second degree, and then we have third degree. So in the third degree we have hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. We have carbon, so hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. Then again carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. And now the steric hindrance, this one, this one and this one. So as you can see that now we have a problem with a take of nucleophile. So this is the reason, as we increasing the from CH3x to, this is the CH3x, this is the 1 degree, this is the 2 degree, and this is the third degree. So steric hindrance increases, so as the reactivity, so that the order will follow in this way. Okay, next, and next we have next we will talk about the uh, factors, the factors responsible, factors affecting the SN1 reaction, SN2 reaction. Okay, so the very first is the solvent. If you remember the SN1 reaction, there we required a protic solvent. Okay, what is difference in here? Okay, if you use if you are going to use a polar solvent here, what will happen? See, we have a hydrogen, we have a hydrogen, we have a hydrogen with bromine, and then if you are using a polar solvent like water, this will certainly form a hydrogen bond, and again the steric hindrance will create. So due to formation of hydrogen bond, polar protic solvent is not used. Okay, then hence hence polar polar aprotic solvent is useful. Okay, so polar aprotic solvent will be useful. What are the examples of polar aprotic solvents? So let's talk about the example. We have acetone. Acetone is very largely used as a polar aprotic solvent. CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Then dimethyl sulfo oxide, DMSO. Nothing but simple like this: CH3, S double bond O, CH3. This is the dimethyl sulfur oxide. Okay, third one is DMF, dimethyl formamide, dimethyl formamide. So just draw the structure of this I'm leaving for you. Okay, so these are what, these are the polar aprotic solvent, and reason is very clear, because it cannot form the hydrogen bond with the CH3Br, the reactant. Okay, and in SN1 it was a polar aprotic solvent. Now the second is the leaving group. Again the same, nothing is special in this case. because we already studied that better the leaving group, faster will be the reaction. So groups of lower basicity, groups of lower basicity, groups of lower basicity and higher polarizability, and higher polarizability, okay, increases rate of reaction. So we so order again, very simple order we have already discussed in SN1, so I'm not going to repeat or discuss in detail. Okay, so this is the order. And reactivity we had already studied here. So these are some factors which are affect the SN2 reaction. And now we are moving for the next segment, and that is the stereochemistry of SN2 reaction. Stereochemistry of SN2. This is again very important. So here as we know that the if you for the stereochemistry we require a chiral molecule. Okay, so if you take a chiral molecule, like if you go for the reaction, like we have carbon, and let's talk, if we have R, then R dash, and then H and X. Okay, so this is chiral carbon, this is chiral carbon, and optically active. So if we have a chiral carbon, and then the nucleophile is attacked, suppose the nucleophile is attacked, so the nucleophilic attacks enters to that side, from rear side, so that halide can leave from the other side. Okay, so nucleophile attacks from the rear to avoid path of a leaving group. This is the path of leaving group, so nucleophile will enter from this side. Okay, so if it is optically active, what happened, so this is how we have a carbon, then we have R, we have R dash, and we have H also, and from this side nucleophile is attacking, and from this side halide is leaving. So what happened in this case, uh, carbon, so nucleophile is attacking from this side. Okay, and R and R dash and H. So this is what, if in order to in order to remove the hindrance, the molecule will be inverted. Okay, so this is what, this is the inversion, because here this is like this, so this is the reactant, so this is the inversion. Okay, this is the inversion, and again it is optically active, and it is inversion of configuration. In case of SN1 it was inversion and retention both. Okay, but here only inversion takes place. Reason is what, because nucleophile is attacking from rear side, and to protect this or to hindrance, in order to remove the hindrance, this group will be inverted. So this group is inverted to this side, so nucleophilic, and then the leaving group is easily to leave. Okay, so this is what the stereochemistry of a center, nothing special. Reason is what, here inversion only. Okay, so this was the second, and now the moving the last and again the important one, and that is the energy profile diagram. Okay, so the energy profile diagram, I think you already know about the energy profile diagram. Here I'm going to discuss the energy profile diagram of SN2. So like things are slight, I'm going to discuss in different pattern. Okay, uh, everything is similar, nothing is special. Okay, like if you know that the two coordinates are there, then here in the previous SN1 I have written reaction coordinates. You can use write time here. Okay, reaction coordinate is also correct. Then this is the energy, here potential energy, so you can write only energy. Okay, so let's start the energy profile diagram. So what happened here, we have a reactant carbon, hydrogen and hydrogen, and this is the Br with the nucleophile. Okay, so this earlier when this attack is there, this is a slow reaction. This is what, a slow reaction. And then state is occur. State is what, state is of transition state. So this is a transition state, only one state. The intermediate, the transition state is what, carbon, then we have a hydrogen here, then we have another hydrogen here, then we have another hydrogen here, and then we have OH negative, and this is the Br negative. So this is what, this is the transition state actually. Okay, and here here I am writing the energy difference. This is the energy of activation, energy required to process the reaction. Okay, so this is the energy of activation, EA, activation energy to process the reaction. And then this is a slow reaction. Earlier we required higher energy, so it is a slow reaction, and this becomes certainly fast because this is a transition state and this is highly unstable. If it is highly unstable, okay, so it will be proceed faster. So this is a fast reaction, and then in this case we'll get the product. So carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen with OH and release of Br negative. Carbon, hydrogen, 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 OH, release of Br negative. So this is the reactant and this is the product, and this is the transition state. So next we have energy. So energy here difference is what, this is the energy of reactant, this is the energy of product. So the resultant is what, del H. Del H is what, difference in energy of reactant and product. Del H, enthalpy of reaction, enthalpy of reaction. So this is what, uh, del E of product and del E of reactant. So this is the enthalpy. Okay, so this is all about from this lecture, and on the basis of lecture number 2 and lecture number 3 you can easily differentiate SN1 and SN2. I'm going to I'm going to just say you in verbal, like uh, as SN1 is a unimolecular reaction, SN2 is a bimolecular reaction. Then SN1 is a two-step process, SN2 is a one-step process. The order of reactivity in case of SN1 is third degree, second degree and 1 degree, whereas in this case 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree in SN2. Then the stereochemistry. So stereochemistry in case of SN1, both the inversion of configuration and the retention of configuration, that means the racemic mixture is formed, and in this case only in SN2 we only form the inversion of configuration. Okay, it depends. SN1 is independent of concentration of nucleophile, whereas SN2 is depends on the concentration of nucleophiles. So this is the full of discussion of SN and SN2, and on the basis of that discussion you can write the plenty of differences between SN1 and SN2. Okay, so I think this is enough for this lecture, and let's end this lecture with a few questions. So question number one, uh, which compound which compound is in which compound in given pairs will react faster in SN2 reaction SN2 reaction with OH negative. This is the base. Okay, so pair you have given is let's A. So in this case you have given CH3Br or CH3I. You have to mention the reason which one is capable to give SN2 reaction faster. And the second pair you have given is CS3 whole thrice CCl or CS3Cl. So this is the two questions for you. You need to give reason that which one will give the faster SN2. Okay, now the second question of the predict whether whether the following predict whether the following substituents are likely to be SN1 or SN2. That means this is the given to you: carbon, bromine, and this is the substituent for you. And you have given CH3C negative, Na positive, and CH3COOH, and the product of this reaction is OAC. Okay, OAC, sorry, this is the carbon OAC. And okay, and the second one, this is only Br is replaced by OAC, no? 1 2 and the second question is you have given the second substituent 1 2 3 4 5 CH2Br, and here again CS3 COO negative Na plus, and here DMF, dimethyl formamide. Okay, and 1 2 3 4 5 CH2OAC, acetyl. So these are the two questions. You have to answer this question. I am again repeating the question. uh, which compound in a given pair will react faster in SN2 reaction with OH? We have two pair, CS3Br or CS3I, and CS3 whole thrice CCl and CS3Cl. Okay, so you have to answer with the reason. Then the second question, predict whether the following substituents are likely to be SN1 or SN2. You have two reaction given. First reaction in presence of acetic acid, second reaction in presence of DMF. Okay, and this is the reactant. Here we have CBr and alkyl substituent is there, and here we have CS2Br with chain substitution, and the product is CS2AC in this case, and here OAC, and the substituent is remains same. Okay, so this is the questions for you, and just answer these question, and uh, report this answer to in comment box, or you can send it directly to my WhatsApp number. Okay, this is my WhatsApp number I'm adding here. And please write in the comment box whether you like this video or not, and if you have any query, any doubt, any question regarding this video or previously uploaded video, or any topic in the organic chemistry of your syllabus, please let me inform in the by commenting in the comment box. Okay, so thank you so much, thank you so much for your watching. We will meet with the new video. That is the lecture number 4. So thank you so much.